What's up, guys? It's your girl Gemma. I think I'm gonna film a video for you all about why I look like such a hot mess. We haven't chit-chatted in a while, but what we're here for today is our weekly pick a card. You pick one card out of the 3 that I put down. If you want to pause the video and have a minute to really meditate on the cards and set your intention. And then I'll tell you what the book says, what I get intuitively. And if you couldn't choose from the 3 that I put down, I will pull a 4th one. Not sure if it's going to be from the same deck or not. It really depends. I just let the universe guide me on this one. And because the next time we do this, the next time you'll see a video, it'll be November 1st, a pick a card video. I decided to use the Halloween deck tonight. All right, the universe was okay with it. It was between that. I have 2 new decks that I haven't used yet. I don't think I used Sacred Forest, and I don't think I used my brand new Lantern Oracle, but don't worry, I'm going to do this every week. So, all right, guys, set your intentions. I'm going to call on your spirit guides, guardians, guardian angels. If you have any otherworldly attachments like extraterrestrial, fairy, shapeshifter, starseed, earth angel, just calling on spirit, the universe, the cosmos in general. And let's do this. Almost flipped them over because I'm so used to that. All right. All right, everyone. So this is card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Take a minute, pause the video if you need to, set your intention, really focus. This is going to be your reading for the week of October 24th through Halloween. All right, so if you chose card number 1, you chose the Werewolf, Exploring Wildness. And let's see what the book and the universe have to say about that. Luminosity triggers it, a wild moon rises, pain and blood and fangs, fur and howling and wolfen guises. After a painful, excruciating, bone-jarring struggle against the change, the man releases to the magic. Howling unrestrained under the full moon, now the half-man, half-wolf rises up, snarling, and goes looking for blood. Yes, we all know the power of the werewolf. After the end of the European witch trials, an intense interest in the werewolf developed in folklore tales and evolved to become the stuff of horror movies. Fairly consistently since then, the Wolfman or Lycan has featured regularly in tales both oral and written. Of course, during the last 100 years, there have been many hugely popular movies, including American Werewolf in London, and themes in books such as the recent Twilight Saga series. The werewolf is a kind of shapeshifter, but one that has traditionally had little control over his wildness. In a way, an inner battle between civilization and wild animal nature fights inside with the one body. The vitality, strength, and freedom of the animal versus the reason, control, and intellect of the man. Which one, though, is the dominant force? What is the healthy balance between our animal nature, one that is wild, free, and connected to nature, and our radically civilized humanness, separate from or dominant over nature? The werewolf asks us to consider this balance and to delve into our own ideas of wildness, independence, and custodianship of the planet. When is the last time you spent all day outside? When is the last time you threw your head back and howled at the moon? Do you quash the vitality and curiosity of your body and mind by sitting all day in front of a computer? The werewolf challenges you to weave a balance between nature and your own nature. Between nature and your own nature. So, if you chose card number 1 for this week, the universe is asking you, number 1, to definitely get outside more. If you can, go for a hike, go for a walk in the woods, whatever it is that makes you happy when you're outside. I tell a lot of people in my personal readings, and I'll say it again. We all know how good the sunlight is for us, to a point. You don't want to get sunburn or sun poisoning, but you guys know what I mean. Vitamin D, all that great stuff. You're supposed to spend time outside every day, right? The moonlight is just as important for our spiritual self. Okay, he's howling at the moon. Another message I'm getting here is that if you pick this card, you may be feeling a little bit out of control in a way where you feel kind of suppressed, like you can't, maybe you're struggling with something in your life, you're trying to make a decision, the werewolf did not choose to be a werewolf in all of the tales that we listen to, right? So maybe it's a job that you kind of were forced to take because you really needed the money. Or maybe it's a relationship that was really great in the beginning, but now you just outgrown it and you want to get out. The werewolf card is telling you this week, last week, I think it was, we were taking baby steps, right? This week, it's telling you to act. If you have someone to confront them. Confront your wildness. Be truly you. If someone is trying to stifle you, okay, that's the word I was looking for, don't let them. Last week, we were taking baby steps. This week, we're going to start going a little bit faster. You don't go full blown, right? Don't get out of control, but explore what you want to explore. This is also telling me if you're able to take a vacation, take a break. Okay, you may be overly tired, not feeling like yourself, feeling like you just want to burst out and go crazy. And that's understandable. If any of you are in recovery, please make sure to be extra careful this week. I'm getting that message for those of us in recovery. If you chose this card, be careful. I believe the werewolf is symbolizing your addiction, okay? And it doesn't have to be to drugs or alcohol. If you have something that you know, you're having a problem with, like say you're worried about your online shopping, like you're putting yourself in debt. The universe is telling you this week, stop, like really take a look at what you're doing. Okay. This week, be very careful, put up your boundaries, stand firm, step into your power so that you don't like snap one day. Okay. Cause I think a lot of you are getting to that point with a certain person or a certain situation where you're just like, I'm ready to blow. The universe is saying, take a step back. Don't do that. You know, be wholly and truly yourself without bringing yourself down to someone else's level. And I hope that made sense because the messages are coming in a little weird. They always do with the Halloween deck. So if you chose card number 2, you chose the skeleton, and that's the card of strength. Let's see what the book says about your week if you chose card number 2. On the outside is flesh, on the inside is bone. There is strength and vulnerability. In power we have grown. Halloween is a scary festival. It is meant to frighten. We are meant to feel the release of being pleasantly scared. We trick or treat even though we know that someone may surprise us. We watch horror films knowing they will scare us. We even dress as skeletons who have no flesh at all and their bones are there for all to see. In short, we show our vulnerability at Halloween and our strength in facing our fears too. There is incredible strength in showing vulnerability. It can often be the bravest course of action and the most frightening. More often than not, it is a powerful catalyst for personal growth, even though we may not be able to perceive that at the time. By showing our true selves and displaying some balanced vulnerability, we can seek and receive greater understanding from others. By admitting that we are wrong or that we don't have the solution when we are expected to, we leave more room to turn things around faster. By asking for help and support rather than acting as martyrs and feeling resentful shows strength and wisdom, not weakness. Should the skeleton card bring itself to your attention, dare to show strength and vulnerability if that is what you really feel. Shame, pride, grudges, or embarrassment are hefty burdens that need not be carried through the darkest of nights. So this card, okay, obviously talking about vulnerability, right? Vulnerability, and if you hear clicking, it's just me with the stones. They help bring the messages through better. Thank you, Sweetly Morbid Bear. This week, the universe is asking you to be vulnerable when warranted. There may be a situation where you feel like you have to put on a brave face, right? You have to be the one that's strong. And I know a lot of you that I talk to that are probably watching this video, especially if you choose card 2, you always tell me like you're so tired of people looking at you like you're so strong. You guys, a lot of you are like telling me you're so strong. I get tired of that. Sometimes I don't want to be strong. Sometimes I want to feel saved, right? For this week, the universe is asking you to, oh, just got this, be kind. Be kinder to people. I know maybe you don't want to hear this message, but go out of your way to do something nice for somebody. Make sure you apologize when you're wrong, because if you don't this week, it's going to come back to bite you in the future. This card is all about showing your inner strength, being vulnerable, being truly you, letting it all out. Now, this doesn't mean you do that with people who are going to take advantage of you or going to manipulate you. But this week, from what the universe is showing me and spirit is showing me, I don't really see any of that happening. I see you having a really good week. Just Remember to stay humble and to be kind. And in whatever situation you're dealing with, because we're all going through something, the tough situation in your life, the universe is asking you to take a step back and try to see things from everybody's side. And you're going to be like, Gemma, I already done that. You know, they're wrong. Even if they're wrong, try to sit back and find the part that you play in it. Don't make any action. There's no reason the universe is asking you to do this. It's not like figure out your part and do this. If there's a reason for you to apologize, you should always do it. Okay? But for this week, the universe is saying, show your vulnerability, and you'll be very surprised at how people receive you when you're not always putting on this tough girl or tough guy kind of act, because you don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to be manipulated. I don't see any of that for you guys this week if you chose card number 2. Going back to card number 1, I see that you're being manipulated and kind of treated like you have one situation that I wouldn't show any vulnerability. I would get it all out artistically. And I'm sorry to go back to card 1, but the universe is telling me to. If you draw, draw. If you write poems, poems. If you want to spend time outside, let it out in some other way. The universe is saying for card number 1, the werewolf, now is not the time to act. For card number 2, strength, it's time to act, but it's time to act with kindness and grace. Okay, does that make sense? Those of you who chose card number 3 got the Skull of Darkness, blind spots. Okay, again with the skeleton, with the skull. Let's see what the universe has to say for you guys. We may not wish to delve there, the shadows, the darkness, the unknown, yet when we search, we reveal, and our power, it has grown. The beautiful and mysterious Skull of Darkness encourages us to look to the part of ourselves that normally remains hidden or as unseen as possible. We may not appreciate or like certain aspects of ourselves, and yet sometimes our greatest treasures lie within these areas. How many times have you heard of famous artists or people extremely successful in their fields being bullied for being so different? Yet it is their very differences from others that make them so powerful. Additionally, all of us at some stage of life have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we cannot see the issue clearly, it is the repeated patterns of pain that may alert us to them. Symptoms, if you will. For example, the same things keep happening over and over again. We may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work in uncovering our blind spot, or even consulting trusted close friends or professionals to assist us to see what we cannot. So, okay, this card, I think out of all 3 cards, you guys are going to have the roughest week emotionally, okay? Even with card 1, the werewolf, trying to break out, and card number 2, trying to see things from other people's point of view. The Skull of Darkness, what I'm getting that I didn't read in the book is ideas, okay? This is what I saw when I first looked at this card. If you're planning something like starting a business, if you're planning on leaving a spouse, if whatever it is, whatever huge decision you have to make, there's something you're not seeing. And I'm getting from the universe that it's like someone in your ear telling you things that are for your own good, but they're not. And this person's purposely manipulating you. I told you guys, sometimes the universe tells me something different than the book, and I'm telling you, I would go with spirit, but that's up to you. There are blind spots in your life, and there is a blind spot in something that you are planning that is going to be detrimental. So for this week, if you have any kind of plan to take some kind of action, I would not do it this week. I would sit back. If you're starting a business, say, I would sit back and go over all the paperwork. I would re-interview the people that are going to be working for you. There is a snake in your grass, card number 3. Okay, so really watch out this week who you trust, who you let in. Okay, card number 2 is be vulnerable. You are not to be vulnerable this week. Just stay patient. Your idea is going to work out. The universe is telling me right now there's so much abundance coming in for you. But this week is a week of reflection, of going over documents, of, you know, if you have to sign anything, make sure, and we're still in the shadow phase of retrograde, make sure you read it over and over, get a lawyer to read it, get someone else to read it. Don't let anyone manipulate or take advantage of you. And I think that's good advice for everybody, right? I mean, don't let anyone take advantage of you. So I'm going to go over one more time really quick because I feel like the messages were a little shaky this week. I always have a hard time with the Halloween deck because it's hard to explain what I'm seeing. So don't lose control. Keep your composure, okay? And do something for yourself. Let it out artistically. or however you want to. Okay, don't scream and yell. Don't let someone control your feelings in that way this week, because people are going to be pushing your buttons. Card number 1, okay? Card number 2, show that there's strength and not weakness in being vulnerable. Maybe make an amends to somebody. Do you owe someone an apology? If someone owes you an apology, like I said, sit back and maybe try to see your part in it. Also, what I'm getting for card number 2 is don't have any expectations. Like, you have to let go of expectations. And card number 3, you have an amazing idea. You have things that are wonderful that are coming up for you, total abundance, blessing after blessing, but you have a blind spot, and that is somebody in your ear telling you things that are false because they want to gain more from you. Read over all contracts, read over all documents. And if this, I just feel like it's already happening, but just in case nobody's approached you with something, with some kind of idea, beware of get-rich-quick schemes. I think it's going to happen this week. Just whatever you're planning, double and triple check it. For those of you who could not decide and are indecisive and procrastinators like me, we're going to still use the Halloween deck, and I'm going to pull one more card for you all before we end. Card number 4 for the week of October 25th through October 31st. I said 24th, but that's today. Happy birthday to all my Scorpio peoples. Love you guys. I'm a Pisces, so we get along great. All right. If you did not pick 1, 2, or 3, you got 4. Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. Total abundance this week. There may be a shadow looming over you. Let's see what the book has to say about Hearth. This is a pretty good card. I'm not getting any like bad juju off of it. The heart of every home, the fire that unites, winter's warmth centers, stories, love, and delights. The ancient Romans believed that every home had a heart, and it was the hearth. Where the fire burned, the family gathered for sustenance, communication, and protection. This concept was so important to the culture that there was a huge city hearth, the Vestal Temple, where the fire of the home goddess Vesta burned forever without ever going out. This sacred flame was protected by the soldiers with their very lives should there ever be an invasion. The place where the goddess Vesta was honored within every ordinary home was also the hearth, and it is where women prepared food and cooked. Some of the food was always offered back into the fire as an offering to Vesta for her blessing and protection. Often husbands were sent away on military duty for years on end, and their wives at home were not just expected to keep the home and often the business running, but to wait for their husbands faithfully until their return. They prayed to Vesta to ensure their family members' safe return and to keep the fires of love stoked. The saying, "keep the home fires burning," was inspired by this practice. Should the hearth card appear in your divination, you are being asked to look to your idea of what home and family is for you. Take the time to build up your love fire and have it burning brightly. Make your relationships a priority. If there is conflict within your home and family, it is time to take concrete steps to address the issue for good. If you or a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is being given. So that's good. If you know someone that's away for travel, for work, just not with you, that you miss, they're being divinely protected. I mean, we all are, but you know, the universe wants you to know, don't worry about that, because that may be actually something on your mind. That's what I'm getting. So with the hearth card, you may be living a very comfortable life. You have happiness in a lot of ways, but I think your home life and some kind of relationship there, and again, it doesn't have to be the romantic husband, wife, boyfriend, and girlfriend relationship, but someone within your heart family, you know, your very close family. It could even be close friends, doesn't have to be blood related. Someone within this group may be struggling with something, or you may be struggling with an issue with someone that's in your immediate family or immediate, you know, friend group there, that like you always have to deal with this person, is what I'm trying to say. And you may be really struggling with it, and the universe is asking you again to take a step back, reprioritize, maybe take a day off and spend some time with your family. I'm getting husband and wife. So if you have a husband and wife, or a fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, the universe wants you to spend time with them this week. Really make sure you take the time to do that. I don't know like why, I'm not getting why, but take the time. I think it's going to really make a difference in your significant other's life if you go out of your way to spend time with them this week. If you do not have a significant other, this week, you should take the time to relax. I wouldn't really be going out. I know Halloween's coming. I wouldn't get too crazy. I would go out. You could be meeting your twin flame if you do go out. But if you go out, stay low key, okay? So if you have hearth, you know, you have abundance in your family life. You have many people that love you around you. And the universe kind of just wants you to appreciate that. If you're not in a relationship, if you do go out and be low key. Guys, that is your weekly pick a card. I'm sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm actually going to film a short what's up video so that when you guys watch this, you're like, oh, that's why she was all crazy looking in that video. I love you guys so much. Please be sure and give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you aren't already. I do one of these a week, and come the new year, I'm hoping to start my own channel where it's just going to be me reading once a month for each sign, once a week for each sign. No comments, no drama, no BS, just that. And I think that's going to be really exciting. So no matter what card you picked, I hope you have a really amazing week. Halloween is coming. I know that the streams haven't really been going, but that's just because it's spooky season. It's really busy. Don't forget, on Halloween next Sunday is our own Steve Stockton's birthday, and we will be streaming Campfire Fireside Chat for you guys. I'm not sure what time it's starting and ending. I know a lot of you guys are going to be busy, but I got my costume today. I hope it fits. I had to kind of put something together, but I love you guys, and yeah, have a week. Bye.